When Porsche unveiled the Cayenne 7 years ago, many wondered if the sports car specialist would make it in the SUV world. Any doubts were soon laid to rest. The German automaker has sold more than 250,000 of its luxury off-roaders. And now it's looking to push that success even further with a brand new offering under the hood. The Cayenne now comes with a diesel motor. Just a few years ago, an almost unthinkable notion at Porsche. But the car maker is moving with the times. The 3-liter engine made by Audi is squarely aimed at today's energy-conscious buyers. The 6-cylinder motor grinds out 240 horsepower, but with CO2 emissions at just 244 grams, it's the most environmentally friendly in the Porsche range. On paper, average fuel consumption runs at 9.3 liters per 100 kilometers. But it just wouldn't be a Porsche without that trademark performance. And this diesel motor delivers. At 2,000 revs, it produces a torque of 550 Newton meters. The diesel Cayenne goes from standing to 100 in just 8.3 seconds. That could easily translate to a deafening roar inside the cabin, but the acoustic designers at Porsche have done a remarkable job. They've developed custom soundproofing and modified the muffler so that inside, all that remains is a satisfying sports car purr. Otherwise, Porsche have stuck to their tried and tested formula. The Cayenne's front end has retained all the classic features that give the off-roader its striking looks. And the same goes for the back end, where you'll find a familiar rear light and exhaust configuration. And the Cayenne diesel has sacrificed none of its predecessor's driver and passenger comfort. The interior is spacious, and the fittings all radiate high-quality materials and workmanship. The dashboard is well laid out, with good readability on the instruments. And of course, there's leather seats to melt into. The Cayenne's cornering is excellent thanks to its sports car suspension. With permanent four-wheel drive and responsive steering, the 2.2-ton SUV is easy to control, even for less experienced drivers. The Cayenne diesel will hit the showrooms in Germany with a price tag of 56,000 euros. In 2010, Porsche plans to further spice up its Cayenne line with a hybrid model. Germany's auto industry has been hit hard by the global recession, so the government has come to the rescue. It's been called the scrapping premium. Car owners get 2,500 euros from the state when they scrap a car that's more than 9 years old and buy a brand new one. And the program is showing results, especially in the small car segment. Drive It took a look at 5 cars whose sales doubled from January to February. Number 1 on the sales charts is the new Ford Fiesta, which can be had in Germany for 11,500 euros. More than 7,000 people opted for the Fiesta with its choice of 4 petrol and 2 diesel motors. Performance ranges from 60 to 120 horsepower. Demand is so high that delivery times can stretch to 3 to 4 months. One of Ford's biggest competitors in Germany is the homegrown Opel. While the future of the GM subsidiary still hangs in the balance, sales of its compact Corsa have been soaring. Just under 5,800 were sold in February, but here too, the delivery times can last several months. The basic Corsa comes with 60 horsepower, but rev heads can opt for as high as 192. Opel also offers EcoFlex models. Their extremely fuel-efficient diesel engines produce CO2 emissions under 120 grams per kilometer. The price for a new Corsa starts at 11,000 euros. For a little extra, there's also a 5-door option. For a lot extra, there's the Mito from Alfa Romeo. Prices here start at 14,300 euros, but for that, you get your own pocket-sized Italian sports car. The Mito's racy design throws down the gauntlet to the successful Mini. But the Italian car maker hasn't quite matched the hype in Germany. In February, it sold only 279 Mitos. It seems the verdict is flashy, but expensive. The Renault Twingo, on the other hand, is low on looks and price. The low-budget offering from the French car maker can be had for just 9,700 euros. But of course, there's a reason. The Twingo only comes in a 3-door version and can't match the features of Opel and Ford. There are 5 petrol engines to choose from, no diesel yet. Renault sold 2,400 Twingos in February. But it's not just the Europeans. Japanese car makers are also cashing in on the stimulus measure. One of them is Mitsubishi, whose Colt found almost 3,000 buyers in February. Mitsubishi introduced the Colt to German motorists back in the late 70s and enjoys a high brand recognition for its compact car. The 6th generation Colt is now assembled in the Netherlands. There are only 3 petrol engines to choose from, ranging from 75 to 150 horsepower. Prices start at a very affordable 10,000 euros, probably one of the reasons why delivery of a new Colt takes at least 2 months. The scrapping premium appears to be good news for the small car market. But many dealers aren't sharing the joy. The profit margins on compact cars are much lower than money-making sedans and luxury vehicles. And in the current economic climate, sales of those aren't moving anywhere fast. At long last, the Tata Nano will reach dealerships in India. Due to high demand, the first 100,000 Nanos will be sold by lottery. If you want to drive a new Series Nano in July, you'll need to get into a Tata dealership and register. The price is 120,000 rupees, or about 1,700 euros. Or you can order a more expensive version with air conditioning or more electronics. Another car being built in India is the new Suzuki Alto. Its 68 horsepower 1-liter engine comes from the Suzuki Splash. The car meets Euro 5 emission standards. Fuel consumption is 4.4 liters of super gasoline per 100 kilometers. There's only one engine type available, but buyers do have a choice between standard or automatic transmission. Beginning in April, you can get an Alto in Germany for 8,900 euros. The VW Golf has undergone a complete tuning makeover at the ABT Sportsline Company. They're famous for their work on high-performance vehicles, such as Audis. But in these hard times, the Bavarian family business has made a smart move to expand its customer base by adding the Golf to its tuning repertoire. Hans-Jürgen from ABT says his firm analyzes the market and watches costs. He says the Golf is, without doubt, the most widely sold car. Margit ABT praises the Golf's affordability when compared to an Audi, for example. Owners often keep a Golf in the garage as a second car. Margit thinks that even a former Audi driver would find the Golf an attractive drive once it's been properly styled at ABT Sportsline.
von Leuten, die vorher vielleicht ein Audi gefahren haben.
ABT has improved this Golf's aerodynamics with new spoilers. They've also lowered the car and stacked the exhaust pipes to give it a sportier look. ABT's engineers expanded the 1.4-liter TSI standard engine to 210 horsepower, giving it the performance of a GTI. ABT's goal, says Chief Engineer Andreas Zeilbeck, is to increase the power performance of a vehicle's motor to that of the next largest engine, thereby making the car more fun to drive while keeping fuel consumption down. ABT brings out the best in high performance and low fuel consumption by optimizing the engine's electronics and exploring all the options for realizing a motor's full potential. ABT's engineers are no smarter than those at the factory, says Andreas Zeilbeck, but his staff do have the advantage of being more flexible in the implementation of new ideas. Unique to Germany, the company's engine testing station takes proofing beyond the usual static tests. It allows ABT's engineers to factor in air temperature, wind, and humidity, all of which profoundly influence engine performance out on the road. The engineers test and adjust the engines on the company's own engine test stand, says Andreas Zeilbeck. Then each motor is individually road tested to see if it knocks, for example, at 98 octane and 2,000 RPM. If it does, says Andreas, it's back to the shop to reconcile ignition to rev speed. With its ecologically friendly intelligent sport tuning technologies, ABT has been trying since 2005 to maximize performance while keeping fuel costs in check. With the help of a mechanical compressor, ABT has bolstered the Audi S5R engine's torque to 600 Newton meters at 3,000 RPMs. According to Christian ABT, the company wants more performance in a lower rev range. The compressor allows a car with a standard 350 horsepower capacity to perform better at lower rev levels. This, he says, results in better performance, lower revs, and fuel savings. In terms of energy efficiency, the internal combustion engines developed by ABT are unbeatable, but nobody seems to notice that a 530 horsepower ABT R8 uses 2 liters less per 100 kilometers than a Ferrari of comparable performance. The future, says Andreas Zeilbeck, isn't only about being lower, faster, and wider. It's about being more intelligent, too. He says that technology such as intelligent sport may be put into vehicles from other classes as well. If ABT can use the know-how from creating the super sports car and apply it to the development of a low-horsepower engine, it will, no doubt, trump the competition with cars that are ecologically friendly and stingy on fuel consumption.